Been working on this painting for a couple of days, and it's the second painting of two that will feature all the individuals from the Top 100 2021. It was my intention here, as an experiment, to make a still photo after every new image appears. So there's going to be another 100 portraits on this, and then together with the other painting, it makes the 200 portraits of the Top 100 2021 double portrait series. Unfortunately, I cannot reverse my actions, but I happened to accidentally delete the first 7 pictures from my camera before I was able to upload those to my computer. So I'm just gonna get started with laying out the first 7, showing you the first 7 and naming the first 7 images I painted on here. And let me zoom in a little bit, and I will first go to the woman that you see. This is the first one that I painted, and her name is Brigitte Hauer-Schauplin. She recorded in Indonesia. She's an ethnomusicologist. The second one I painted is below, and this is Glenn Branca, famous composer, musician. He was part of the Theoretical Girls. Third, I did Penny Rimbaud, who you see depicted here in the center of the image, from Crass, the band, English punk band Crass. G. Voucher belongs to that same band, right next to Brigitte. Hauer-Schauplin is there. G. Voucher. I then continued with this individual, which is a Shure shaman. His name is Don Ramos. Then I swerve to the left, and there comes into view Margaret de Wijs from the band Theoretical Girls with Glenn Branca. I taped pieces of tape across the canvas, which I then grounded with white paint, and then peeled the tape off, and that gave me that spiderweb like quality of the background. And so from here on, I'm intending on just taking a still picture of every new portrait. And the next one that I'm going to do, which will be the 14th one, is Sabina Sisso of Guadalcanal. So I got 22 on there now, and I'm about to start doing number 23, which is Lipari. There's a lot of chance happenings involved. The placement of these portraits are simply following those which seems like random circles that were made by the previous owner of this canvas. This painting of Laura Bolton, there's another one of Laura Bolton, so there's Laura Bolton twice in the bottom left corner of the painting. Then right next to it, you can even zoom in a little closer, in the circle here, that is a Mitsogo musical bow player. And I'm almost running out of batteries. And this here is a Dayak woman, a photograph. Let me pan really quickly to the right. And here we see the Mad Professor. And then I also then go up there. And that is a tiny little, almost like a coin, a portrait of Edward Norbeck, a Canadian-born American musicologist who recorded in Japan. And this mask here is a No Festival mask, and it's a Gogura mask. That's the painting thus far. And it's starting to fill in quite a bit. Even though I'm not halfway done yet. I believe I have 44 on here now. But I figured I'll give you a little tour before I move on to paint the next 56. Mark out the base underneath. John Cohen. Father J. Luzbetak. Robert Bolton. And Kua is the name of this guy from Papua New Guinea. Leslie Perry. This is a Aikun shaman, photographed by Marjorie Shostak. There's 100 portraits plus one. Dan Graham is the extra one. The rest is all from the Top 100 2021. The second painting of two that compile the double portraits of the Top 100 2021. Like I said, all the 100 are on there, but you know, I'm gonna touch up little bits here and there, and then I'll you know, come back once more with another picture of the finished product. This Dumagat woman, it's the last one I painted. It still needs a little work. I do also want to touch up Agneta Stolpe right next to her, the Swedish singer, Kulner. I want to touch that up a little bit, and I want to give color to some faces. This Chivaro woman, this Peruvian musicologist. Touch up some other spaces. So anyway, this is it then. And, I'll get the next Top 100 started in another month or so. Okay. So here's the finished painting. Before I end this video, I'll zoom in to some of, I guess, my favorite little parts of it. So let me see. I did this one here, Dan Graham. I added him. He kind of belongs to the Top 100 2021 because he was the one who filmed Sonic Youth, and he commissioned to his friend Kim Gordon of Sonic Youth, he commissioned the song Shaking Hell that's in the Top 100 2021. He is, however, there's 101 portraits on here. He is the odd man out. He's the 100 plus one. He's the plus one in the series. I particularly like this little portrait, and also because he's the only face in these 200 portraits between the two paintings, 100 that you see here and the 100 in the previous one, that was not, who was not painted in the regular series of the double portraits. I just, there's a couple of things that I did last night before I finished it. I still may like these two faces right here, the Dumagat woman and Agneta Stolpe. I worked on those, and earlier, yesterday, I touched up this particular face of this Columbia Indian. I love that photo by Lou Zoy, who took the original photo, and so I had a lot of fun painting this here on this canvas as well as on the original one. I think, however, my all-time favorite, or at this moment my favorite, on I'll zoom back out just a little bit. Just a little bit. There. You see here the back of John Cage. And so when I painted John Cage at the double portraits, I used the very same photo, which is the cover of a book about John Cage and Zen. And you know, obviously the idea of this photo was that rather than showing his face, he's turning around, so the audience would see what John Cage sees. In the book, he is in front of a Zen garden. In my painting, he's in front of just a wall of color, a sea of color. And here now, it's a little odd perhaps, because he's staring straight at the naked torso of a woman from the Solomon Islands. Her name is Sisiwa, and she is giant compared to John Cage. So I guess that relationship is a bit different than it originally was. So that about this painting. Let me zoom back out. And I still may do like further touch-ups. I still see a couple of things. I see now that the proportion in Zigzag's face is a bit off, so I need to fix that. There's a couple of other things that I'm probably going to work on, but it will be on display together with its But it's just a painting, the first 100 faces. It's going to be on display in May, and then it for sure will be totally finalized, and I won't touch it. And this will be at the Burn Davis Art Center, downtown Fort Myers. The top 121 double portrait series, all 100 of them, are on display in Dublin right now, Dublin, Ohio, at the Dublin Arts Council. It's actually opening tomorrow. Today is the 7th. Tomorrow it's Monday, the 8th. It will open. No, on Tuesday, the 8th, it will open. I wanted to mention it. I'll run some end titles. And thank you for watching.